Thank you so much for coming along. Eddie and I wanted to get you on here. I mean, you spent a number of years in the PE space and being a talent director for the likes of HG and BlackRock. And I suppose we would love to run through a few questions to get your thoughts on diversity inclusion within the PE space and what that looks like at the moment. So I suppose before we touch on D&I, Eddie and I are quite keen to understand how you actually got into private equity in the first place. So how did you make that move?
Um, BlackRock, I was headhunted into BlackRock, and they have private equity, but they also have, the regular fund management business and technology. So that was a mix of
Yep.
everything. Um, and actually the same for HG. HG is a pure play private equity firm. Um, when I was headhunted into that, I mean, I really had no idea about software companies which they invest in. So that was a real new world to me. And so I kind of with Get Him kind of fell into it. I think I was probably the not the typical fit for them. Private equity like to hire people who are exactly in that industry, have done an exact job in that industry, have many, and many years of experience and are a real proof point. So yeah, I was
Hmm.
definitely a different fit for them. But yeah, headhunted into both, but sort of fell into it in a
Yep.
way as well, and kind of pretended I sort of knew something about software, but I definitely did by the end.
How did you find the transition of getting into private equity?
Um, it's definitely different. So I come from a corporate model, which was BlackRock, and so asset management as an industry in the kind of corporate world is a lot older and more developed than the private equity world, which is, I think, technically only been around since the 60s. So even though that's a long time ago, it still feels new. So the rules of the road are different. It was a partnership model, which again is quite a different model to a corporate structure.
Mm.
So I definitely found that strange. Was quite a big partnership as well, and growing really quickly. So that took me a while to get used to that. And private equity is an industry. Most of those houses are very, very similar. They're very, very similar to each other. So once you get any
Mhm.
out of the rules of the road, you learn how it's structured, how it works. It's deal partners. It's quite male dominated. How you influence people, how they do deals. If you go from one private equity firm to another, it's all the same. The software side took me a little bit longer to get used to the lingo and how it really works. But again, all software, they all run the same. They use the same terminology. It's the same way of running. All these businesses were kind of SaaS businesses. So again, even more similar to each other. So once I learned all that, I think it took maybe it was a good 6 months to figure it all out. And by the time I did that,
Yep.
then I was fine. But yeah, it definitely was a learning curve from where I come from.